you'll find out everybody's an uncle or a cousin or something, and everybody's got a nickname. So if you read my name badge, well, since we're out here so often, it says Chuckie Baby. So that's my nickname out here. So if you see me walking around the ship and want to say hi, just kick me in the shins and say, "Hi, Chuckie Baby," and I'll respond. I just want to say welcome aboard once again. AARP does a really good job out here in Hawaii. We've been doing it for 6 years. It's the only cruise line we offer our own shore excursions, okay, at discounted prices. So it makes it a really good deal. Over the last 6 years, we have put together the best of the best tours and offered only them. And as we get into the shore excursions, I'll explain more about that in a few minutes. Right now, a little bit about me. Most of you are looking at me saying, "What's this young, long-haired kid doing herding all you folks around?" Well, I've been in the business now 9 years. I started off as a sports director on the QE2 for Cunard Line. And for the last 4.5, almost 5 years, I've been working with AARP. I love this job. It's the best job I've ever had. I love the AARP crowd because when they're out traveling, they like to get involved and see what's going on with the history and what's going on, especially here in the islands. I've had younger groups with another company before AARP, and I find that all they want to do is party all night long and get a tour refund in the morning. So I enjoy it. Hi there, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Well, let me just give some information. I just want to point out a couple folks here. Mr. and Mrs. Clark, they're with me in the Mediterranean. They didn't even tell me they came with me this trip. And if you have anything you want to know about me, just ask them. We spent 3 weeks together out there, and we had a really good time. Okay. Page 1. Okay. I have been changed. I am now in cabin 267. Okay. Due to no electricity, they switched me over, and my phone number now is 1267, and that's cabin 267. Okay? If you need me day or night, the phone number is 1267, and the cabin is 267. Okay? Many of you have traveled with AARP before and know that we usually introduce each couple. We have a group of 86 people on board, and I think if we were to give introductions, we'd be here all afternoon. So I'm just going to say, who's from the East Coast? Long flight, huh? Yeah. Who's from the West Coast? Who's everybody kind of in the middle there? So we got a whole bunch of everybody from everywhere. That's pretty good. Okay, a couple things I want to explain to you before we get into the actual talk. How many people here know what aloha stands for?
Told us yesterday.
Anything you want. It's love, hi, bye, and breath of life. Okay? And if you want to say thank you to somebody, it's mahalo. Mahalo. That's thank you. Okay? And now this is our secret code for the AARP. Whenever you see me or any other member, you got to do this. You put your hand up like this. Come on, get your hands up like this. We're having fun here. Okay, stick your pinky out, stick your thumb out, and you shake it. That's hang loose. So we're all going to be hanging loose all week. Now I want to see you doing this every time you see me, okay? We all got to hang loose. Okay. A little about the Hawaiian language. Many of you probably, how many people here want to pre-stay in Waikiki? Nobody? Okay. Well, maybe you've noticed on the bus ride in, you're looking at some of these words, these street signs, kala, pala, hala, hula, hula. Well, it's really easy to pronounce. Every 2 letters is a syllable per se, followed by a vowel, or a vowel is 1 syllable. So if you look at this, it's real simple. A-lo-ha. A-lo-ha. Okay? So whenever you see a word or a sign, just take it 2 letters at a time unless it's a vowel or an A. Then that's all by itself. Does that make it easier, you think? Good. Am I? Okay, how many here are going to be staying on a post-stay in Waikiki at the Prince Kohio Hotel? At the Prince Kohio. How many at the Hawaiian region? Okay. How many don't know where they're staying? If you don't know where you're staying, it's located right on your cruise ticket, and if you can't find it there, give me a call. It is abbreviated. It will say Hawaiian RG, which means region, okay? Or Prince KH, I think it's for Kihio. How many people here have flights after 2 p.m. next Saturday? Okay. How many here don't have, or has a flight before 10 a.m. on Saturday. Good, because you'd never make it. Okay. How many people here are going to other islands? Okay. Over here? Okay, good. I will have a debriefing on Friday. All week long, you will be getting notes under your door. You remember that stuff, don't you? And that'll be telling you exactly where to be and what to do. And I will cover all of the necessary information on how to get off the ship, deal with your luggage, get to your hotel, go to other islands, get to the airport, Pearl Harbor, Polynesian Cultural Center. So don't worry, I'll cover all that, at the end of the cruise. Okay, if you have a cabin change, which a few of you did on me last night, I was up until midnight trying to track some of you down to make sure you all got your information about this meeting this morning. If any of you change your cabin or need to change your cabin or have a problem with the dining room, I am your liaison between the ship. Everybody on this ship knows me very well, and because we're out here so often with such a large number of people, they do kind of turn our way, so we get a little more pull as a group. I'd like to explain one thing very briefly. A lot of people say, how come you didn't meet us at the airport? Okay, it states right in your brochure that the AARP cruise host will meet you once you are on board. We are a nationwide organization, and we're all leaving from different portions of the nation. Therefore, it's hard to get everybody to land at the airport at the same time. But that's the reason why I didn't meet you at the airport. If anybody has any birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, if you've just been sprung from jail or something, let me know. We do kind of little treats for you. And how many people here have a problem with seasickness? Okay, eat a lot of strawberries. That's the best remedies. Yes, nobody knows this. They say it looks just as good coming up as it does going down. So, okay, bad joke. I'm sorry. Seasickness. I believe seasickness has a lot to do with your inner mind. I've been doing this for forever, and I've never become ill. My recommendations for you, and people have come up to me and said it does work, is once if you start feeling ill, the worst thing to do is go down into your cabin. Because what happens when you go down into your cabin is you're in a very small, kind of quiet environment, and everything just really starts being amplified. If you get outside and you stay in a public lounge where there's action going on, things going on, don't read a book. Get involved in some of the activities, drink 7-Up, have some soda crackers, you should be fine. You'll notice in the shops, they'll sell something called a gray band. It's an elastic band with a little bead that you put on your wrist, and it kind of presses right here on both wrists. They're $20, I think, on board this ship. They're like $3.50 at a drugstore back home. But I've told people, get yourself 2 big nickels and tape them to your wrist, and it seems to do the job as well. Okay? For those of you wearing the scope patch, looks like Frankenstein plugs here, and for those of you taking Dramamine, Dramamine will not work unless it's in your body and in your system for 2 to 4 hours prior to bad weather. So if the ship starts moving around and you go, give me my Dramamine, it's too late. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Another thing is if you're using the scope patch, it's very dangerous. A lot of doctors just issue that, especially when you're traveling into a warm climate. The scope patch actually dehydrates you constantly. So make sure you're drinking plenty of liquids, and you wear a hat and sunscreen when you're ashore if you're using that scope patch. Okay? How are we doing so far? Good? Good. Aloha! Okay, the purser's office is located on this deck all the way forward. That is your place to get information.
Got a whale.
A whale! Whale!
Really?
The purser's office is your area to get information, traveler's checks cash. It's also the lost and found. They have safety deposit boxes. You can buy your stamps, mail your postcards there. And one important thing is they do what they call express checkout. And I would like all of you to take advantage of this. What we do here is we take an imprint of your credit card, okay? As you know, everything on board the ship, good morning, that's okay, no problem. Everything on board the ship is what we call sign and sale. You sign for it, and it goes on your shipboard account in your cabin. If you leave your credit card imprint down there, at the end of the cruise, they just fill in the amount, and they send you a preliminary statement to make sure it's correct, okay? And they just slip the receipt under the door on the final morning. Otherwise, you'll find yourself up at 6 in the morning, standing in line to pay your bill. Okay? Express checkout. Anytime during the week, just stop by and drop off your credit card. They take an imprint, and then it makes checkout a lot easier.
Is that at the purser's office?
That's at the purser's office, correct. Now, everybody here who signed up through AARP Travel Service gets a $30 per cabin shipboard credit. Okay? That only applies on the first 2 people in the cabin. So if you have 2 people with a different last name in a cabin, that's $15 a piece.
No, we've got an error. We do too.
Okay? If you've got 3 people to a cabin, it only applies $30 for the entire cabin. Okay? That's how that goes.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
We got to $15.
Yes.
That's what we got too.
Okay? No problem. We'll take care of that. That's what we're here for. You just see me after the briefing, and I'll take your name and cabin number, and I'll fix it for you. How's that? Okay? All right. Now, one thing you must do is if you do have, everybody does have the shipboard credit, you must spend it before 5 o'clock on Thursday. Okay? It's a use it or lose it. Okay? They're not going to give the money back to you. So by 5 o'clock on Thursday, you must use up your shipboard credit. Okay? Because Thursday evening, you have to stop signing, and we revert to a cash system on board so they can get the account squared away.
That's at the ship store.
Oh, this credit can be anything you sign at the bars, in the restaurant for cocktails for dinner, sodas, the gift shop, the beauty salon, the photographers, anything. Okay. Oh, let me cover something real important here. A lot of people have already asked me about tipping on board. I'll cover tipping at the end of the cruise, but I do want you to be aware when you're signing for a Coke or a cocktail at the bar, when you sign that ticket, a 15% gratuity is already included in that price. Okay? So a lot of people are like, how do I tip this person or whatever? In any bar tab, it's 15% is automatically included. So you're already covered. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Party. We're going to have a cocktail party right here in this room. It will be on Tuesday. I will send you an invitation under your door. Since we have such a large group, what we do is, as you come in through this door over here, we have a whole table full of the Hawaiian drink, Mai Tai. Okay? And we hand you a Mai Tai when you walk into the door. If you can taste it, try it. If you don't like it, just set it down. We'll have waiters and waitresses walking around. You can order anything you like. There will be an assortment of non-alcoholic drinks as well, so there's no problem there. We will have poo-poos. Everybody know what a poo-poo is? Poo-poo is the Hawaiian word for hors d'oeuvres. Okay? And you know what a pee-pee poo-poo is? I'm not joking with you. A pee-pee poo-poo is an all-meat poo-poo. Serious. Poo-poos are like little hors d'oeuvres and stuff, but if you have pee-pee poo-poos, that's an all-meat hors d'oeuvre. So, yeah. So there'll be whatever you like at the cocktail party, but we will hand you a Mai Tai as you enter the room. That way you can just taste it and try it. And they do use the Myers rum in it, so be careful. Okay, ship information real quickly here. Forward, or the front of the ship, that's the bow or the sharp end. Okay? The sharp end. The right side of the ship is the starboard side, and the left side is the port. A good way to remember that is left and port both have 4 letters. Okay? That's an easy way to remember. The left or the port side is all even numbered cabins. Okay? The right or the starboard side is all odd numbered cabins. Okay? If you still get lost and can't find your cabin, the purser's office has balls of yarn that you can tie around your doorknob, and as you walk throughout the ship, when you're ready to go back in, you wind yourself back to your cabin. Now you'll see this series of strings, so be careful while walking. How many people here first-time cruisers? Okay. It'd be very confusing. This ship was built in 1951. Therefore, it was a dual-class ship. And many of you probably already experienced trying to get from one end to the other. It can be very difficult, especially when you're trying to find the dining room or the theater or something like that. Dual-class ship means the ship was cut in half, so the inexpensive passengers couldn't get through to the first-class section. Therefore, when they opened it up, that's why it's kind of weird. Just remember, if you're on main deck, you can get to anywhere you want on board this ship. Okay? Anything below main deck, you have the restaurant that sits in between, in the very middle of the ship, which separates the back and the front. So as long as you're on main deck, you can get to anywhere you want to go, either by elevator or by stairway. So just remember that main deck is my key to access anywhere on the ship. The ship now is a U.S. registry. The officers are American. The crew is 75% American. Gross tonnage is 30,000 tons. It holds a capacity of 798 when every berth is full, and a 350 crew. What else here? Okay, cruise card.
You know the horsepower?
We were just doing 18 knots, I can tell you that. Horsepower, no, I don't. But I think they have a little piece of paper at the purser's office that tells all the tonnage and the power and the dead weight and all that stuff.
What are they burning, oil?
Yeah, this is a steam burning oil type vessel. Okay, cruise card. Oh, by the way, we're on the east side of Kauai. If you're wondering what island that is, we're just kind of hovering around. Chris just called and said that in about, well, any minute now we should be slowing down and getting into some nice weather. It's supposed to be partly cloudy and clearing this afternoon, just to let you know. Okay, a cruise card. This evening you're going to get a cruise card, and they come in different colors. I don't know what color it's going to be this week, but this is just a different. Have you already gotten yours?
Pink, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Then here we go. The cruise card is your key to get on and off the ship. Now, it's very important, especially with our problems in the Persian Gulf right now. You used to be able to show your room key, or, don't you remember me? It is not working anymore. Strict security. Everybody, husbands, wife, each person must have one of these to get on and off the ship.
When do you get them?
They deliver them to your cabin. Apparently,
Under the door.
they probably already started delivering them this morning. They do it this afternoon. Okay, so make sure everybody has one of these. Okay, very important. What else? If anybody wants to do a wake-up call, they just last refit. They put in this new phone system, which is great, and you can do it all by yourself. All you have to do is lift up the phone, press the pound button, which is a tic-tac-toe signal, then push 5, and enter the time you want to get up in military time. So if you want to get up at 7 a.m., you push 0700.
My radio goes off automatically.
Your radio goes off automatically. Oh, you brought your own alarm?
No.
No, we had church.
Got it.
We had 3 times last night.
We have three every time the boat rocked a little bit, the radio went off.
Did you program it through your telephone, or did you just do it? Okay, just contact your cabin steward, and he'll get that fixed.
The third time I start.
You must be in 274. I thought I kept hearing a band playing all night long.
The third time I start swearing.
Okay. And if you don't know how to do all that, or it's too confusing for you, just call your steward or call the purser's office, and they'll be happy to give you a wake-up call. Okay. Now, on your baggage. Now, everybody should have a luggage tag that says American Hawaii Cruises, and most of them should have a letter on them. If you figured out by now, that letter is the first letter of your last name. Now, this is very important for the end of the cruise. Okay? They are going to use this tag so you can collect and find your luggage on the pier once we get back in Honolulu next Saturday. Do not tear this tag off your luggage. Tear everything else off. Hotel tags, airline tags, but make sure you keep this on. Okay? It's very important. Like I say, we're going to have an end of cruise debriefing. What, your tags come on too, or?
No, I'm going to the Waikiki region. Do I write that on there?
Yes, you may, but I'm going to cover that at the debriefing on Friday, so don't get ahead of yourself. We just got here. We don't want to get ready to go yet. Okay, and everybody should have, if you're on the AARP program, which means you purchased your airline tickets, your cruise tickets, and a pre or post hotel through the AARP/American Hawaii Cruises, you should still have one voucher or a transfer coupon like this left. Okay, it's either green or blue. Now, if you don't have one, that means either A, you did not take you booked your own air, okay? Or you booked your own hotel, independent of our arrangements, okay? Now, if you're flying home on Saturday, and this is Saturday only, and you don't have a transfer coupon, you can purchase one of these for $8 from the purser's office, and this entitles you to, if you have a late flight on Saturday, to use of a day room and the shuttle between the hotel and the shopping center and to the airport, or straight, if you have an early flight, straight from the ship to the airport. Okay? If you have any questions about these, you can see me after the
What time are we
briefing.
going to be in? What is early?
Pardon me?
What time are we going to dock? What is early?
We dock at 7. Everybody's off the ship by 9:30
In the morning?
in the morning. In the
And then
morning.
you got the whole day
Okay.
to do whatever. What time are you going to pick up your luggage?
Hotel like that, Hawaiian Regency, you still have 4 cards in your package. I guess you get transportation.
Well, all you need is, what happened was they didn't collect your transfer coupon at the airport,
I
right?
had
We
6 to
got
start with.
ours.
You had 6 to start with.
I got 6 too.
Well, you can give me the extra ones. I'll sell them for $5 a
I'll
piece.
sell them
For 8.
As long as you have all that's necessary is you have 1 left per person at the end, because you're going to trade this for your vouchers at the end, and I'll explain that at the end of the week. Okay, so you're all set. Now,
See?
it's the Alamana Hotel. It's right by. It has a tunnel connected right to the shopping center, so you're very easily centrally located. Okay, how many people here have a flight after 2 o'clock on Saturday and would wish to visit the Pearl Harbor thing? Okay, if you have a flight after 2, you can visit the Pearl Harbor deal. What you have to do is on Friday morning between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. is purchase your tickets in cash only at the Shore Excursion office, which is located right next to the photo gallery, right out front here. Okay?
Sure what?
The Shore Excursion office. Between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Friday morning, you can purchase those tickets. That's flights after 2. Now, people who have a post-stay and would like to do the Arizona, the Pearl Harbor trip, and also the Polynesian Cultural Center, okay? Those are people with stays, hotel stays, at the end of the cruise. You have to do the Polynesian Cultural Center on Saturday because it's closed on Sunday, and do the Pearl Harbor and the Arizona excursion on Sunday. And you can purchase those tickets on board the vessel Friday morning between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Okay, so if you're staying in a hotel and you want to do both tours, you must do the Polynesian Cultural Center on Saturday because it's closed on Sunday. Okay? Yes, sir.
That tour at the, I told her was two tours at the Arizona. One that takes you in the Arizona, the one that goes around it.
The one through the ship takes you to the movie and to the Arizona Memorial.
That's the one you're talking about?
Right. There's a harbor cruise that's something completely different. Yeah. No, the one that you sign up on board the ship is your transportation there and back to your hotel or to the airport. The actual movie they put out, and then the ferry over to the memorial.
These are done right on the ship?
On board the ship Friday morning.
At what office?
Friday morning between 7 and 11 at the Shore Excursion office. I will put a note under your door telling you all of that the night before to remind you. Something really special that's been going on out here I want to tell you about. Tuesday night, we're going to have the pajama party night. The reason they have that Tuesday night is because the Independence and the sister ship Constitution pass that night. We get to watch each other pass. And we pass right in front of the volcano flow. Okay? At about 12:30 a.m. at night, you're going to see the lava flowing from the top of the hill down the road, all flowing glowing red into the ocean with the steam coming up. This is the highlight. Everybody puts on their Common Core the highlight of their cruise. So what they've done is they do a pajama party where everybody's in their pajamas since it's so late at night. And they're out on the decks in their pajamas, and they have a pajama party earlier in the evening to win prizes, and everybo's out, and they do a commentary about the lava flow.
What date is this?
You know what? Ladies, what cabin are you in? Well, borrow your wife's moo-moo. Or get a towel. So that's it's a highlight of the trip, and to combine it with one of our shore excursions, which actually takes you to the lava flow, which I'll get to here in a minute, is quite exciting. So that'll be Tuesday nights. Try and make sure you're ready to stay up that night because it's a once-in-a-lifetime trip to see the lava flowing down. Okay. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're on tour, the feeding times will alter to make sure that you do get fed. They would not, God forbid, if I let you miss a meal, okay? They will accommodate you in all the meals and the times when you're on tour, so there's no problem to worry. If you're running late for breakfast, you can always go up to the buffet on the upper deck, and it's a pretty good buffet. They even do cook-to-order omelets. So whatever you like, you know, there's always that buffet to get to. Okay, trade winds. The trade winds is your what we call the Bible of the cruise. Never leave without it. Well, you know what it looks like, right? It's that little paper folded in half. You get that every day, and that tells you everything that you need to know and do for the day, except the departures of the AARP optional excursions. So when we sign up for the tours, I will give you a separate little sheet that you can stick on your mirror that'll tell you exactly where to be and when.